me, ladies and gents. We're back once again. We've got a big one. Spain. Many people think will be the favourites. I also think they might be the favourites in the tournament, taking on the ever competitive and difficult to beat Saudi Arabia. They've already held Uruguay to a draw after a fantastic early goal in that previous game. And Spain obviously held to a draw by Cape Verde, thanks to Vizinha heroics. We've got Brazilian referees, we've got Colombian assistant and replacement referees. Let's go to the lineups. For Spain, Unai Simon continues in goal. Pedro Porro comes in as right back. Marco Correa continues the left back. Aymeric Laporte and Pau Kubasi at the heart of the fence. It is Rodri and Pedri deep in midfield. Dani Olmo's at the 10. Mikel Oyarzabal is the false 9. This time Alex Baina plays left wing and Lamine Yamal is the right winger. For the Saudi Arabian side, Eloas continues in goal. Harbi is the left wing back. Al-Hamid is the right wing back. Alta Baktakti is the one of the centre halves, with Lajami joining Al Amri, the guy who scored the goal last time this side played. It's El Dasadi, El Karabi, and El Jawar as the midfield 3, with El Brakan and El Dasadi, the skipper, playing up top. They've beaten Argentina. They've drawn versus Uruguay. Can they do another thing? Massive result here and fight to keep this Spanish side quiet. They've got what it takes here, the Saudi Arabian side. For Spain, it's all about dealing with the pressure. They've got Lamine Yamal from the start. They've got Rodri and Pedri from the start. Dani Olmo, the creator, at the 10. Can Mikel Oyarzabal find a way through? It's going to be a very, very important start here for Luis Del Fuente's start. See how Spain deal with the pressure. They need to respond, and this is their chance. The countdown's underway. So we're underway here from Atlanta. Spain getting us kicked off in their traditional red colours from left to right. Saudi Arabia in their chain strip white from right to left. This group currently all knotted up with 1 point each. Saudi Arabia off a hard-fought 1-1 draw with Uruguay. Whereas for Spain, disappointment in there. 0-0 versus Cape Verde. And already Spain come on the front foot with Rodri. Pedro Porro, Lamine Yamal. Here goes the little wizard. Shrugs off one, puts the ball in. Mikel Oyarzabal was there, headed away by Al Amri. And already Spain looking to be a little bit more direct. Ball fizzed in by Marco Correa, but fizzed in too hard and had a play. There is Luis de la Fuente. He's already lifted the Euros. Wanting to lift the FIFA World Cup back-to-back. They sent 3 his way, Lamine Yamal from the start there. Back with Pau Kubasi. So important, the speed of the ball movement for Spain is there today. Just thought the ball movement was slightly off last time out. That's a great crossfield pass from Pedro Porro. Baina Alex Baina's shot blocked in behind for the first corner. Inside of 2 minutes for Spain. Georgios Donis, the Saudi Arabian manager, has a lot to worry about here in the early moments. Lamine Yamal to take this corner. Very short. And went this to the corner of the box. Lamine Yamal's ball in was poor. Lacked a lot of power. Pedro Porro on the halfway line. Saudi Arabia already under the cosh a little bit. Inside of 2.5 minutes. They're defending for the second half completely versus Uruguay. Pedro Porro. Lamine Yamal further to right. Chopping inside and sitting one up to the back post. Nalawas reacting first to Alex Bain. Headed back into a dangerous area. Right start again from Spain. Heavy focus though goes to Lamine Yamal. All the balls into the box have come through him. Tight battle on that far side there between Abdul Hamid and Al Jawar. Lamine Yamal. He chops inside. Feints one way the next. Lamine Yamal. Takes early effort on. Just slightly overhit though from the Barca man. It's over the crossbar for a goal kick. Here's that early opportunity there where he skips past El Tassari and puts him to the ground. Showing that physicality side of his game that's developing. He'll need it with the defensive cover that he gets every game. I see him on collects. There is Alamri on screen. Got that very important goal versus Uruguay last week early on. To give the side something to defend. I thought that was really important for them. They started that game with a great balance between attack and defence. Something we haven't quite seen yet in this one. Spain's a whole different kettle of fish versus Uruguay. Rodri spreads it left to Baina. Pedri of Barcelona looking for his teammate and Dani Olmo. Rodri cushions one to Pedro Porro. Six hours time, we're watching the other two teams from this group, Cape Verde and Uruguay, face off. It's going to be a very, very important game, in particular for Uruguay. Have to pick up 3 points versus Cape Verde, especially with Spain to come on the final match day. Anything less could see them fail to get out the group. Similar importance here for Spain. Could become a very, very awkward final day if they only draw here today. Saudi Arabia already having all 5 behind in the lowest block here. That 5 back looking as solid as what we saw late on versus Uruguay. Baina looking to try and fashion a ball over the top. Saudi Arabia get out here. They do. The counter-attack is on. Harbi. Kubasida as well to track defensively. Oh, the Saudi fizz one in to the feet of El Burakan, but able to take it under his spell. The big centre forward. That is what Saudi Arabia want though. Transitional plays. Spain to give possession away on the edge of the area. A space for Saudi to run into, to exploit, to play quickly. There's Rodri. Cucurella. Pedri. Wide left to Baina. Back into the feet of Pedri. Spreading it right to Pedro Porro. Furthest right now to Lamine Yamal, who dinks one. Not many big targets for Spain, so it's going to take a whip of quality to find the target. Baina looking back for Marc Cucurella. And it's put behind. Cape Verde. Get another corner here for Spain. To float to the edge of the area. Dani Olmo took it on the first time and was never in control of that shot whatsoever. So wasted chance there for Spain. Saudi Arabia able to hold on from the first 8 or so minutes. There's a handball there from El Burkan. Here's a massive job alongside El Jawar and Salem El Dasari just to receive the ball to stretch the game. To be an out for this Saudi Arabian side. They're not defending for 90 minutes. We saw that second half for Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay where they just were content just to defend, and never really had that out ball. And eventually Uruguay just huffed and puffed and blew them down. They can't do that here today. Baina in behind. They cut back to a very, very dangerous area where no red jersey was on the penalty spot. Pedri. Worked White here to Lamine Yamal. Laid back to Pedro Porro, who also has a ping and had a fizz high and wide of the goal face. But that's a good look for Pedro Porro, especially with Lamine Yamal, who's going to attract 2 or 3. Space to come onto the ball for the Tottenham Hotspur right back, but just had to stay over it. Head over the ball and hit it low and hard. Mikel Oyarzabal picks it up. Alex Baina around the corner. There is Oyarzabal. Lamine Yamal arriving back at the back post. Lamine Yamal! Goal for the superstar. Never right off Lamine Yamal. With the instincts of a poacher and a proper number 9. He stormed to the back post to score. With a very, very pivotal touch. Oyarzabal down the left. And Lamine Yamal into score at the back post. Spain lead. Just shy of 11 minutes. And it had to be Lamine Yamal with their first goal of this tournament. And in the end, it came from a goal kick. The action where Saudi Arabia had their line higher. Baina around the corner. Oyarzabal in the space. And he put into a very, very dangerous spot in between the back line and the goalkeeper. And I said, go and get that. And Lamine Yamal went and did it. Outstretched right foot. Arriving at the right place at the right time. Lamine Yamal strokes home to put Spain in front. The superstar delivers again. And Spain in front. To Saudi Arabia have to chase it now. And that could be worrying signs because if they have to open up, so many more spaces for Spain to exploit. Quick throw. Spain react first though. Dani Olmo fighting hard to win that 50-50, and it's a Spanish throw on the far side. World Cup debut, no problem. If you're Lamine Yamal, has been the man in the opening moments that Spain have gone to. And the man that's produced the magic moment here in this matchup. Gianni Infantino looks on at the next special thing. Here's Lamine Yamal, nicks it back and squeezes one in. Oh, Alex Bainer was there. Pedri, who just blasts over. Chaos from Saudi Arabia defensively there. Always have to come out of his line to swallow Bainer up there. Surprisingly, Lamine Yamal's pass is slightly overhit that. Bainer can't get there. And then Pedri in the follow had to keep his shot down on his left foot there. Oyarzabal claps it though. And already this front line looks much more fluid and much more dangerous than what we saw in the opening match. Goal kick is poor. Straight into the path of Alex Bainer. Oyarzabal competes for seconds and wins them. Spain remain on the football. Pedri around the corner. Medic Laporte. Kubasi. Olmo. Rodri. And the Spanish sparklers there once again. Bainer on the outside to Mark Cook around the left to cut back. Looking for Mikel Oyarzabal in the box. It was closely marshalled. Here comes Saudi in the break. Well, here they were coming. A great break up there by Rodri. El Cape Verde charging away on the break, but the pass is broken up. Just feel like if Saudi Arabia do counter, they need to send a little bit more than one or two up there. Need to be sort of a four-person counter-attack. They're going to get the better of this back line. Pau Kubasi so used to playing that high line for his domestic side in Barcelona at club level. Chopping inside. Bainer and having a whip, but putting it high over the bar. They just seem in the mood today, though, Spain. They just seem in the mood. That swagger's because they've taken an early lead. And it was, of course, Lamine Yamal at the back post. Making that great run. And reacting before anyone else to get into the back stick. Spanish fans a little bit more content this time around than what they were last week. Much better start in this one here. It feels like their possession as well is just dangerous when they go forward. Pedro Porro's been a key part of that. Here's Rodri. An active effort to look forward and go forward and take the space that's afforded to them. And Medic Laporte. Diagonal ball for Lamine Yamal. Kills the ball dead. Dinks one in. Dani Olmo's making the run. Almost found his Barcelona teammate there to make it 2-0. Spain went back up the pitch. Oyarzabal! Another waste done well. Makes another important save. Saudi Arabian number one. They right now are just penned in. As I said, they're not quite Uruguay. They're a little bit better. This Spaniard side. Dani Olmo brought to ground. What did the foul there? A Brazilian referee saw otherwise. El Amri. Saudi Arabia, rare chance in possession here. Just to take some of the sting out of this game, but that pass was short from Cape Verde. Spain come away with it. Pau Kubasi. Back to his centre-half partner in America Laporte. Furthest left is Bainer. Mikel Oyarzabal running the channel. Oyarzabal. No one made the run. He cut the ball back and no one was there. Saudi Arabia can count their lucky stars there. It's a long diagonal. Looking for Lamine Yamal. Great defensive work from El Harbi to shield that one behind. So it'll be a Saudi Arabian goal kick. Here's that chance there. Good ball to find Mikel Oyarzabal on the channel. And then the cutback, no one was able to react in time. Broken up by Pedro up the pitch. Oyarzabal. Saudi Arabia just cannot get out, especially if they're going to pass the way out from the back. The press from Pedri, Rodri, Olmo and Bainer is right now too much for them to handle. Lamini's through. Ball never reaching Abdul Hamid. Put behind by another throw for Saudi Arabia. Oh, pass broken up. It's for the way of Mikel Oyarzabal. Tackle flying in. And in the end, well done by Lajami. He's into the starting 11. Has made a very, very important intervention there. It was Al Amri. His passes partially broken up by Dani Olmo. It just fell the way of Mikel Oyarzabal. He maybe 5 years ago could have got the better of Lajami in terms of the turn of pace, but the centre-half got back to make the challenge. And the Sociedad man. So another Spanish corner. Whipped in towards the near post. He got cleared as far as Dani Olmo. He put into a dangerous area. Second ball to be won! Mikel Oyarzabal! Who just has a knack of finding the back of the net. And the sensational Spanish are 2 to the good. And the quality and the cream has risen to the top at last. They couldn't score a goal in 90 in the first game. They scored 2 goals in 20 minutes here. And Spain have struck back with a massive haymaker. After the disappointment of the first match versus Cape Verde, the tournament favourites have said, don't count us out just yet. To be honest, it is chaos in the box. And Dani Olmo with a rash strike. It bounces around. Alberto Kane can't get rid of it. The second ball is there to be won. And who was there? It was Mikel Oyarzabal to poke home from near range. It's 2-0 in favour of the Spanish. Just shy of 22 minutes. That start there shows it all. 9 goals in the last 8 caps for Spain for Mikel Oyarzabal. Special display from him. There's questions about him after match day 1. I said, Just stay calm, stay confident. This guy knows that they found the back of the net. And a goal and an assist now for their centre forward. To lose touch. Oyazabal sends it aerially. Alamri deals with it. Nicked away there by Rodri, who squeezes it right to Lamine Yamal. First time cross. Bainer just giving up his run. Able to keep it in play. Spain come again here, and they're looking for 3. They're in the mood. Crossfield pass for Pedro Porro, who stands one up to Mark Cucurella at the back post. Cushioned. Oh, yes, about 3! Unstoppable Spain. And they're in the mood today for goals. And they've whacked 3 plus Saudi Arabia in 24 minutes. They haven't been able to go near it, Saudi Arabia. This is the ultimate response to disappointment in match day 1. The ball is pinging around all parts of the pitch. It is here, crossfield pass for Pedro Porro. Dangerous ball put in. Mark Cucurella sets it back for Dani Olmo, who heads into a dangerous area. And it's Oyazabal free, unmarked at the back post to cushion that volley home. He has had a perfect start to this one. 2 goals and an assist in 24 minutes. And all of a sudden, the nerves, the jitters, and the questions around Spain have all been quieted, silenced in 25 minutes. Pedro Porro's introduction to his starting 11 has been massive. Has been the facilitator, it feels like, in this matchup here. And on that, we're going to have our quarter-time interval. What a dominant start to this game, led by Mikel Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal's early effort. 3-0 inside of 25 minutes. We'll leave for a short minute break. We'll be back after this interval. So the short quarter time interval is coming to an end. If anyone needed that to hold the momentum, it was Saudi Arabia. What a start by Spain. And you talk about being in a perilous position, and that is where Saudi Arabia are right now. Good competitiveness. Matchday 1 versus Uruguay. But they want to try and get out of this group. And with Cape Verde, they can, but they can't concede any more. But if they sit in, they're probably going to concede more to the Spanish side. If they go and attack the game, they're going to concede to the Spanish side. It's, sort of a really tough situation where they're going to be in trouble no matter what, because Spain have come to play today. The changes have worked. Baena and Pedro Porro have been a great outlet and dangerous from the start. And it's sort of damned if they will and damned if they don't, if you know what I mean. If they change this game, they're going to open up spaces for Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo and Pedri to do what they do best. If they sit in that low block, the wits and the smarts of Mikel Oyarzabal, the technical ability of Baena and Lamine Yamal will be too much to handle. They come again here with Alex Baena in behind. Numbers in the box arriving. Clearance comes back the way of Baena. Couldn't recycle the ball in. Saudi Arabia can only get clear as far. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo in the turn. Gets away from trouble. In the white jersey end up crowding him out. Lamine Yamal tried the curler, but ended up sending that ball out into the stands. Pedro Porro in a bit of pain here. Salem El Dasari picks up a yellow card for his challenge there, the late one on Pedro Porro. Cucurella hooking that ball around the corner. Long aerial ball that had to be dealt with by El Takambi. Lamine Yamal. Rodri. You just wonder how many Spain can hit Saudi Arabia for you. Yamal in the 10th minute and Mikel Oyarzabal 2 in quick time. 2 in 3 minutes. 21st and 24th minute. That's how we currently have this 3-0 scoreline on the half-hour mark. Chance for Spain to really build up some of that goal difference. Obviously, head-to-heads all important in the group. If they come to a tiebreaker, if they end up drawing with Uruguay, they've already would love to get the better of the Saudi Arabian side, but do it by a bigger margin so they can secure that top spot of the group. Because you'd assume that Uruguay get the better of Cape Verde today. You don't want to be stuck. Like the fact that your head-to-head's a draw between the other side competing for top spot. But your goal difference lets you down. So I think they'll be chasing 5 in this one here, you'd think at least. Pedro Porro. Here come the Spanish side. Rodri. Looking to Mikel Oyarzabal. Lachami flying with the challenge and winning the ball back for Saudi Arabia. El Amri. Here is Lajami. Out to Cambi. Laporte into the feet of Rodri. Can play on the turn here. Could go around to the Pedri. Olmo. Away from the first challenge, feeding Lamine Yamal. Sets it for Dani Olmo, edge of the area. Pedri. Take ball for Lamine Yamal. Sees two white jerseys. Lamine Yamal tried the impossible. Saudi Arabia trying to come out of that tight situation. Here they do so. Salah Al-Dasadi. Al-Harbi looking for Al-Dasadi. Unable to find him with the return ball. That's a rare bright movement though from Saudi Arabia. Great footwork and competitiveness in tight spaces. Now they're to put the cherry on the cake there for Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a long, long end to this first half for Saudi Arabia. They've been blown away by the Spanish side. Bain up. Dani Olmo. Porro to Lamine Yamal. Set back to Pedro Porro. Yamal goes to make that run down the line. He sets it back now to Kubasi. This is proper tiki-taka right now from Spain. Great challenge goes flying in from El Jabbar. A long-range effort to try and catch Unai Simon off his line. Never any doubt there for the Bilbao number one. Ball set to Pedri. Who has about down the channel, but again, cut back for no one running the spaces. Oh, it's a poor giveaway. Oh, crossbar. Yazabal nearly capped off his hat-trick in sensational fashion. Alois, what is he doing out there? Comes to kick the ball from going out of play for a corner kick and then just sets it to Mikel Yazabal, who almost scores the beautiful Travella. Spain looking very comfortable pressing this Saudi Arabian side. He's trying to play out from the back. Lamine Yamal has come sentry for the moment. Chopping onto his left foot. Lamine Yamal. Alois the save. Baina got the rebounds, but the first touch was so poor. Here comes Spain again. Rodri. Diagonal ball looking for Pedro Porro. He sets it to Lamine Yamal. He tries again with the left-footed curler. Never causing Alois any problems. Goes Lamine again. That pass was short of Pedri. They come the other way. And I see him on well and truly off his line. And sends it up the pitch. Offside against El Barakan. There'll be some chances here for Saudi Arabia. As we're seeing just there, Spain's line is so high. You get the weight of the pass right and you get willing runners. There's opportunities off the initial turnover to pounce. El Barakan, El Dasadi, El Jawar, If they just occupy the halfway line, going to get their fair share of chances when Spain turn over the ball. If they can play quickly from a foul or a set play. Olmo. Oh, still Olmo. Nearly got all the way through. Lamine Yamal. Running that left-footed curler. Pedri. Right side, edge of the box here. Set back for Olmo. Lamine Yamal. Pedro Porro. Trying to fashion away through his back line. Great layoff between Lamine Yamal and Pedri. Rodri edge of the box. Quick around now into the feet of Alex Bainer. Still trying to find their way through. Porro. Oh, underlapping one from Porro. Receives it from Lamine Yamal. They stood up cross over the head of Mikel Oyarzabal. Chased back in there by Marc Cucurella. Spain coming out. Floater across the box from Rodri. El Harbi heads away momentarily. Pedri. Little lifted ball for Lamine Yamal. Rodri. He has about searching for the hat-trick around the corner. Marc Cucurella couldn't beat El Amri, and his second effort was superb as well. Team selection today has been spot on by Luis de la Fuente. A lot of pressure getting it right. Rodri's ball. Finding Marc Cucurella, the new Real Madrid man. Bainer. Back post is on. Slightly overhit. Dani Olmo. It's out to play for the Spaniards. .40 down. 5 to go in the first half. Chance for Spain to make it 4-0. What a Saudi Arabia fashion a chance out of nothing to make it 3-1. With the frequency of goals in this first half, he wouldn't put it past a fourth finding the back of the net here for either side. It's a dangerous ball. Someone had to come and collect that. In the end, Pau Kubasi beat him to it and cleared away. But now that Saudi Arabia have gone forward, there's chances here for the Spanish to exploit them. Lamine Yamal decides to go slowly. Spain can continue to build here through Rodri. Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. Set back for Pedro Porro. Lamine Yamal again. Look at the bright star produce. Spain continue to tick it over here. Force this side in white to defend. Mikel Oyarzabal sets up. And again. And he pulled wide. Some of his finishing quality. 2 shots at it, you'd think you'd find the back of the net. What a flick for Pedri. His first attempt actually came off his wrong foot. He's searching for that number 3. That first half hat-trick. Seen Messi score the hat-trick already. in this tournament. Going to be the second to do so. Jaware, Abdul Hamid. Jaware again. The right return ball from Abdul Hamid, but it's a really good challenge from Alex Bainer, who can play left wing back, so we know he's got defensive acumen. That's a good challenge to send it off Abdul Hamid in behind for the Spanish goal kick. Turnover though. Saudi Arabia come back with it. Al-Harbi. That was Nasser El-Dasari. So Salim El-Dasari. Ball behind from Pal Kubasi. The first Saudi Arabian corner of this first half coming right at the end. Artam Bakhti. And Al-Amri up there. As Al-Jawar looks to whip this ball in. The right-footed in-swinger. Goes a lot to the edge of the box, and that invites Lamine Yamal into it. And he can break away here. His touch was poor. That's strange. Not often you see that for Lamine Yamal. Still don't understand why teams like Saudi Arabia, with so much quality in terms of aerial presence, send the ball or corner short and risk the counter-attack like we just saw there. Such a wasted opportunity. Kubasi. Olmo. Kubasi. Tony Olmo retrieves and turns and sets Lamine Yamal. 5 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Spain finish as they started the first half. Dominance and goals. Bainer. Back to the edge of the area where Rodri is. Slightly leaning back there, sending that ball over the crossbar. Spanish skipper for the day, Rodri. See the momentum chart there. It's been really one-way traffic in favour of the Spaniards. No surprises there. But it's their attacking dominance and threat in front of goal today. That's been the difference compared to Matchday 1. Pedri gliding over the park with the football. Finding Lamine Yamal. He scored an opening goal inside of 10 minutes. They made it the port. Rodri. Back humming here, Spain. Yamal. Rodri. 2 out of the 5 played here in stoppages. Rodri again. Bainer. Pedri. Cucurella. The ball that was directed in, put behind. A Spanish corner kick. Halfway through the 5 minutes of stoppages here in the first 45 minutes. This ball is just pinging around the park is quite irresistible right now from the Spanish side. It is a rare chance here for Saudi Arabia on the break. Other side doing well. Now Arbi charging forward, but Lamine Yamal back in the way defensively. It's a great side of a champion side there. Everyone charging back to defend as a team. Najami hit a launch, a long throw. Done back to Al Amri joining up there. Edge of the area, El Dasani. Rodri battling away and clearing. Chance for Saudi Arabia to cause some threat here in the end of the half. Well done, Bakhti. Kalajami. Now all the way back to the goalkeeper, Alois. Offside there against Al Jawar. So a minute to go here in first half stoppages now. It has been a dream start for Spain after the disappointment and frustrations of Cape Verde. They've come today to play and have played some beautiful football. Most importantly, have 3 goals to their name. Give and go between Bainer and Pedri. Oyarzabal couldn't quite get a clean contact in that shot there, and catching Salem El Dasari. So that's the conclusion to the first 45 minutes. Absolute dominance on display by the Spaniards. Led by Mikel Oyarzabal, who got 2 goals and set up the first goal to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal scored inside of 10 minutes. Outside of that, Saudi Arabia have had little to counter with the quality of Spain have risen to the top here today. It's been too much for the Saudi Arabian side to withstand. It's 3-0 at the interval. Spain leading Saudi Arabia. A great fight back for the team that many think will go all the way in this tournament here. 3-0 at the halftime break. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Second half action, about a minute away now. A very, very dominant display by Spain in the first 45, in particular in the first half an hour. They've put this game to bed, so they're going to rest their stars. Mikel Oyarzabal will not get his hat-trick, and Lamine Yamal will not add to his goal. Yeremy Pino and Ferran Torres on in their spots. Chance for Ferran Torres to refine some of that form. Very wasteful in that first game versus Cape Verde. A chance to expose this side here that are all at sea right now in Saudi Arabia. Cano coming on, played an important role second half. Al Kabari off, and we have Al Jawer off as well. And Al Hamadan is coming on. Everything is in readiness now. Second half action coming up here from Atlanta. There we go. Second half underway. Saudi Arabia's getting us kicked off. They're fighting for pride now. Trailing 3-0. Mikel Oyarzabal a double. Lamine Yamal in the 10th minute. They have got some quality players. So this versus Uruguay. With Spain rotating some of the front line, maybe they have a chance here to halt this one-way momentum. Spain want to continue that momentum, want to make it a 4-5-0 type result. As I said, if they drew to Uruguay last match day, I assume Uruguay are going to win today versus Cape Verde. They'd like to have the better goal difference of the two sides to go top of the group. Get an easier run in the round of 32 with a third place finisher. That almost books you a ticket in the round of 16. Flag goes up against Salim El Dasadi. Absolutely unreal how a few changes can change the whole outlook of a side. Lamine Yamal returning. Alex Bainer from the start. Dani Olmo from the start. Pedro Porro in there as well. And they're all vital in that first 45 to getting the better of this side. Saudi Arabia. It was so good first half, and for the most of the second half defending against Uruguay and holding them to a 1-1 draw. But unable to go toe-to-toe with Spain the first 45 minutes. Rodri. Dani Olmo around the corner. Here is Yeremy Pino off the back of that European trophy with Crystal Palace in Leipzig, getting that victory. Set back to Pedri. Porro's ball in over the top of Ferran Torres, and ushered behind in the end by, who was that there? Abdulhamid, the right back. Will this be a chance for Spain to whip something into the box? Haven't seen too many direct corners so far from Spain. A lot of work short. Alex Bainer. It'll be his right-footed in-swinger. Oh, the back post. Cucurella! It's in! I think it's taking a double deflection to get there. Mark Cucurella on mark to the back post. Has added a fourth to this total. It's really, really poor marking. Initial contact at the near post, flicked on to the back post. That's where Mark Cucurella was, unmarked. I think it's actually saved of LOS. And it's off out Alta Bakti. And into the back of the net. I can't excuse the poor defending to have Mark Cucurella unmarked in the 6-yard box at the back post. An awful start to the second half for Saudi Arabia. Dreamland again for Espanyol. They come again with Ferran Torres. Jeremy Pino's pass was left short. Here's a chance for Saudi Arabia forward. Cross stood up and Unai Simon came and collected it. Here's Rodri. His pass partially intervened on, but coolly and calmly away by Aymeric Laporte. That he almost crossfield pass. Looking for Pedri. That was really loose from him and his high standards. Well, one back though by Pedri. Here's Mark Cucurella. Rodri. Olmo. Ferran. But he's flying all over the park right now. Daniel Olmo got clattered earlier in the build-up. A little bit slow to get off the deck. Rodri. Spain continue to harm here. Jeremy Pino. It's a great ball for Alex Bainer, but the ball, a mind of its own, and continues to run. So how to play for the Saudi Arabian goal kick. Here's that lack of marking again. How Mark Cucurella goes unmarked at the back post. Lajami just standing flat-footed. I don't know what he's doing there. That summarised their day today, Saudi Arabia. All the hard work of the previous performance versus Uruguay, and none of it display here today versus Spain. It's been Spanish superiority from the kickoff, to be honest. Saudi Arabia have really failed to go with them. With that ball between the lines, Pedro Porro's made a good run. Pedro Porro! LOS the save. And the follow-up for Ferran Torres is a looped header that LOS can quite comfortably save again. If someone deserves a goal today, it's probably Pedro Porro. Stunning display. Pau Kubasi playing the ball from the back line, showing his talent at such a young age. Great big header on El Buracan. That setback is so poor. Bainer coming the other way. Pedri. Dani Olmo. A lot of space to operate into. Saudi Arabia fighting amongst themselves right now. Rodri. Laporte. Bainer. Lifts one in. Headed away. Not cleared far by Al-Amri though. Olmo looked to flip one around the corner. And Pedro Porro clattering in and into Salem El Dasadi. Here's that Alloway save. Great ball. Great time run from Pedro Porro to hold his run as well. Powerful effort. On target. Alloway stayed strong. Got a good parry save and then reacted to collect the second. Bain up into Pedri. Right. Wouldn't be surprised if he got substituted soon just to save the legs of a man that's so important for club and country. Pedri's ball. Cucurella will get on the end of it, maybe. Good defensive action there from Saudi. It might be a momentarily repelled attack, though, because here comes Spain again with Pedri. Rodri. Pedro Porro. Oh, dangerous ball again. Comes the other flank here on the left-hand side with Alex Bain up. Bain searching for the touchline. Olmo. Pedri in the turn. Rodri. Spain once again have Saudi Arabia penned in. Cook around the left here. Rodri. Cucurella will have to get used to playing against low blocks like this. Joining Real Madrid this season. See this almost week in, week out. For Los Blancos. Pedri dinked ball. Too much for Pedro Porro to do, so out of play. What an introduction today from Pedro Porro. Took it out into Pedri. Very, very big second half here to come for the likes of Ferran Torres and Yeremy Pino. Need to show what they've got, what it takes to be a part of the Spanish squad, because likes of Alex Bainer and Lamine Yamal and Pedro Porro, Michael Correa have showed today. They absolutely should be starting from this side. Dani Olmo also. Dani Olmo, the number 10 for Spain, is a whole different animal, it feels like. His versatility as well to play in different spots. Most important today, playing down the middle, making things tick and hum for this Spanish side. Such a creator on the football. Kubasi's crossfield pass, Cucurella, the recipient there. Saudi Arabia need to lock in a little bit more. Too much space and time for some of these Spaniards to just pick their passes. Pedri. Foot in there. Pedri presses and sends it out of play for a Saudi Arabian throw on the far left side for them. So here come Saudi Arabia. Salem Al-Dasadi's ball can be ushered through to Unai Simon in goal. Saudi Arabia ready themselves 2 more substitutions. Danny Olmo couldn't squeeze that ball through. Cucurella getting his foot in. Rodri goes to ground. Delayed. Cano with a stray arm. Catching the City man. Got down with the nose there. It's going to be a slow second half, you feel. Like a practice match here. Nico Williams has got himself readied. He's also going to have a chance to try and impact this game from the bench. Alhamri and Burakan off and Al Shamat coming on. Put so much energy in that game versus Uruguay and Al Hedji. So Mikel Moreno back in. It's going to be Danny Olmo to make way. He's been superb today for this Spanish side in the number 10. Mikel Moreno back in the side, and then Alex Bain making way to allow Nico Williams to get amongst it. Hear the roll there as he walks onto the pitch. Jeremy Pino and Nico Williams joining Ferran Torres now as a brand new front three. 2 goals for Yazabal, an assist. Yamal got the goal. Alex Bainer, though, was a handful. Pull into Ferran Torres. Great take. I'll get the shots off. There's a foul there. Ferran Torres kicking through. The Saudi Arabian defender to get there. Great work down on the right-hand side there. 1 touch, 2 touched off. Ajami brought down it. I think that's the biggest thing we've seen today from Spain is they've been able to work into those shooting positions much easier at a much higher frequency. Is that due to them being better? Or is that due to how poor Saudi Arabia have been? I don't know. You look at the stats though, 72% possession, 2.34 XG. 20 shots and 4 big chances already in this game. We've just played over an hour. But he has been unstoppable. Pedri, chance to turn. Take up some grass. Didn't release the ball and ended up running himself into trouble. I think he was happy with what Ferran Torres delivered him in terms of options available. Massive final moments though also for this Saudi Arabian side. I want to get some flow into their game before Cape Verde final match day. Third place qualifier, absolutely alive for them. That point versus Uruguay was huge. That's one on the board. A victory versus Cape Verde, 4 points should be enough for them to get through as one of those third place qualifiers. The worry being, though, this -4 goal difference now they would have gotten from this match. They can find a way to score one. Not concede anymore. Leave this game with a -3 goal difference. That will be a win. Seeing how poorly they started this game off, and this game was killed in the first half an hour. Yeah, one team was at it in Spain, and another team in Saudi Arabia were nowhere near it. Mikel Merino, that's a great ball in the channel. Ferran Torres. There's that poor finish. What a pass, Mikel Merino. Bypasses Nico Williams. Ferran Torres is onside. They're going to open their body up and sort of wrap that ball into the far corner rather than trying to toe poke it around LOS. He's got to find some form here at Ferran Torres. A lot of pressure on his shoulders in this one. Here's Lamine Yamal. Shamat. They're going to whip something in there. The way the stadium's built and the scoreline it currently is and the lack of atmosphere, it really feels like a practice match today. So then, Unai Simon now. Paul Kubasi. A quiet day at the office for him. Nico Williams, who's all the way on his left-hand side here. Right at the touchline. Cutting inside and laying it off to Rodri. Turns away from trouble. He knows a thing or two about being 4-0 up in a game that seems dead. A lot of times that's been achieved in Sky Blue of Manchester City. Here is Pedri. He's come out wide left here to receive this one. Made it back for Nico Williams. He had a difficult few seasons since the Euros. Hasn't hit the heights of those performances in that campaign for Athletic Club. Honestly, a surprise that sometimes he starts. The performance of Alex Bain and what we've seen today might be a sign of the times and the changing of the guard. Still a talented player, just needs to build some confidence and some form. Pedri. Left it in the back post. Rodri can send it back in, but ever hit that ball in there, Pedri. Made it difficult for Rodri to set that ball back. So we have the third quarter time interval. Couple minute break here for the hydration break, and we'll be back after this short break. So we are back for the final 20 minutes here of this matchup between Spain and Saudi Arabia. Fabian Ruiz entering the field of play. Pedri off. So Olmo, Pedri, Baina, Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal. Some extra rest. The final game versus Uruguay to come. Remember, no one can automatically qualify today due to everyone drawing match day 1. Down to the final match date to see who gets through. And for this group, most likely the top 3 spots. We've got the game was Uruguay and Cape Verde later on today. A couple hours' time. Spain come away with it. Pulled down that channel there. Nico Williams unable to chase that one in. Kukurai can't keep that ball in play. So how do you want to gain some momentum here? Gain some form before that final game versus Cape Verde. It really is their hands. So destiny being in their own hands there, because they got that point match day 1. They did what they had to do. Never expected to win this, but the performance has been quite underwhelming. It all comes down to that final match day. Get the victory versus Cape Verde. Get into the knockout stages. Pedro Porro's superb challenge. Ferran Torres, the loose first touch. Nothing is stuck for him at this tournament, it feels like. It's a very, very good year for FC Barcelona. Playing at times first fiddle on top of Robert Lewandowski, but often the second fiddle, but doing a very good job at that. Maximising his chances whenever he got them to play. For Spain, this is the confidence they needed after the question marks surrounding this side and their performance match day 1, and a lot of the focus went on to what they could have done to win that game of football. It was the ultimate response from the start, he'd say. You could tell in the opening minutes the way they got at this Saudi Arabian side and won an early corner and took the forward passes when available. Took the ground available to them. Sort of a team he wanted to respond and are capable of responding. Champions League winner here, Fabian Ruiz. Played a massive role in Euro 2024. Been a squad player at times for Paris Saint-Germain and Luis Enrique's side. The emergence of Warren Zaire-Emery and the rotation that side goes through. But I think such a dangerous piece in any side. What are we whipped in? Dealt with in the end by Lajami. Mika Marino. Good to see him back fit and healthy. Yeremy Pino. Chopping inside, laying the ball off. Just a little bit too far ahead of Fabian Ruiz. You would love a goal. Coming off the bench to score. A lot of learning to be done here from Saudi Arabia, though. Had a historic result to the World Cup finals. That win versus Argentina, the draw last time out versus Uruguay. But it's about making their best and their worst a little bit less further apart. If they can find that balance and find that ability to make their worst performances not a 4-0 result, something closer to a 2-0 or maybe even a 3-0 at worst. Means they're in games and they can fight to find a way back into games. Probably doesn't help that they were so negative from the start of the second half last time out against Uruguay. We came to this game so fatigued and so off their style that end up hurting them. But we've seen what they're capable of and seeing the ability of those attackers, Salem Dasari, Ulbrakat, and company. They've got a lot of good handy players and getting their football and cause some problems. Just need to play to their strengths, and today wasn't it. Just too slow from the start. Mikel Merino, that's taking a double deflection off him and out of play for the Saudi Arabian throw. Mikel Oyarzabal on screen. Predicted him to win the Golden Boot at the start of the tournament. And I'm very happy that he found some goals today because it wasn't a great match day one from him. It was a great match day one for anyone from Spain, it sort of felt like. No foul on Nico Williams there. Oh, Shamat. Jami. Crossfield pass that Pedro Porro has been there to intercept on. Spain working out of the back here. Crossfield pass to Marc Cucurella to take in that uncomfortable ball across the box. Big shout out to Pedro Porro though today. 100% tackle success rate. 2 out of 3 ground duels won. 5 recoveries. He's work going forward as well. 3 key passes. 3 to 5 crosses completed. 94% pass accuracy. 71 touches, 15 carries. Had a very, very good game, the Tottenham fullback. I think they're starting 11 with the starting 11 they go with now for the near future, at least, for Spain and De La Fuente. Quick throw taken. Fabian Ruiz on the turn. Early ball. Great set for Merino. Mikel Merino ran himself into trouble. So a breakaway chance here. Salem Al-Dassani leading the break for Saudi Arabia. Cano. They had it nicked off him in the end. It's Jeremy Pino. He squeezes it through to Ferran Torres. A setback for Pino. Wasn't there for Torres either. He is struggling. We're ticking to the 80th minute now. 3 first half goals. Lamine Yamal and Oyarzabal double. And then Marc Cucurella's effort to a double deflection off Artur Cambi. And that is the 4th goal in the second half. That happened very, very early on. But since then, it's sort of been a case of wave the white flag and let's just kick the ball about. Spain have rung the changes, haven't enforced many issues here in the second half. I really think the fullbacks of Pedro Porro and Marc Cucurella today have been superb. With the introductions of Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo, it's felt like a positive change for De La Fuente's side. With that big game versus Uruguay in the final match day to secure a top spot in this group. And they focus on the knockout stages. They've only won 2 knockout stage games since winning the World Cup final in 2010. So I want to get back there. Here's a chance. Simon forced into his first save of the game from El Hamden. Pino dropping in deeper to receive that ball, and here comes Spain the other way. Deep into this one, Nico Williams. Oh! And almost put back into his own net again by Ulta Cambi. Just a stray elbow to the eye of Jeremy Pino from Al Tabakti. Who'd been thinking, not again. Surely not. 2 own goals in one half. Advantage played here. Al Shamat. Another foul. This time Michael Correa. And Al Shamat. Trailing right leg of Michael Correa takes out the standing leg of Al Shamat. Look at Takambi on the football for Saudi Arabia. Still in search of a goal here in this matchup. Probably don't warrant it, but I'd love to get one versus the massive European side, Spain. Cano. Abdul Hamid. Rodri breaking the game up there. Apparently Laporte left a leg in there, and Salem Al-Dasadi. Just a late shoulder to the face there of Salem Al-Dasadi. Raise a good point here. Nice Spanish players want to pick up any needless yellows or any bookings they could carry into that next game, and the threat of being suspended for the knockout stages. No one has actually picked up a yellow card today for Spain. Only Salem Al-Dasadi for Saudi Arabia has done so. That would have been the game, though. Been over so early. Tackles haven't really flown in, or a big decision had to be made. The quality's absolutely risen to the top today. Spanish sizzle and tempo and precision, which we haven't seen in a little while. But very reminiscent of what they were doing in the group stage and the knockout stage of the Euro 24 campaign. The crossfield pass for Abdul Hamid. Right by Emerick Laporte. Those two centre halves, and Unai Simon in goal will be wanting that clean sheet. Don't want to have a slip right now, right at the end. It really is only Saudi Arabia trying to score. Ticking to the 86th minute here. I mean, you're on the 10th minute. Oyarzabal 21 and 24. And Alta Bhakti in the 49th minute, the own goal. And that's why we're at this 4-0 result. That's why we always have a training drill out there. Huge games, though, to come for these two national sides. The final group games. Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia. They face off against Cape Verde. Spain looking for top of the group. Saudi Arabia looking for that third place qualifier. Potentially a second spot if things go their way. Loose ball, done Bhakti got there. Spain come the other way then. They've got a head knock here. Cano is down. Just coming together with his teammate, actually. I think I beg the referee doesn't not add any added time onto this one. His white flag, white towel type stuff. Fair play to Saudi Arabian fans. They're waving those flags, singing away. But it's the Spanish fans that will be the happier. Those in red today. Those Saudi fans want to stay in good form and good voice ahead of that big game on the final match day. Elsewhere, though, we've got some massive games to come from today. Up next, in about just shy of an hour's time, the focus shifts to Belgium and Iran. Massive game for Belgium. They want to get their first victory of the tournament. And then we watch Uruguay versus Cape Verde later on. New Zealand and Egypt is the final game of the day. Tomorrow, Austria, Argentina, France, Iraq, Norway and Senegal is the most exciting of the bunch. And then Jordan, Algeria to end the day off. Then our final set of 4 fixtures of Matchday 2. Portugal, Uzbekistan, England, Ghana, Panama, Croatia, and Colombia and the DR Congo. I think will be a great watch later that day as well. With the 4 goals today, 109 goals so far at these FIFA World Cup finals. So that lengthy delay, we should get back underway here. So Nasser Al-Assadi making way. Apparently we're having 6 minutes of added time, which is just crazy. I don't know what anyone's gaining from these 6 minutes, but apparently we're going to play it. So Mark cook it out. Thomas though threw out. Only 3 shots managed today by Saudi Arabia. Be interesting their approach to that final game versus Cape Verde. I'll need to get on the front foot and try and enforce the issue, but they've never, to me, been one of the stronger sides in terms of enforcing the game. They like to play a lot of transitional movements, like to utilise their speed in wide spaces. Had to go to the fourth round of qualifying to get to the World Cup. Wasn't a straightforward World Cup qualifying campaign in Asia for Saudi Arabia, but always packed a punch, and you never really want to face the Saudi Arabian side in qualifying. But it's going to be a very, very interesting battle versus Cape Verde, who also want to counter-attack as well. Be players like Nassel the Saudi in the centre of the park, the likes of Canos. They'll have to try and make the difference in that game there. Spain continuing to hum here as they look for that fifth goal. Enemy Pino. Fabian Ruiz. Pedro Porro. Ferran Torres. And he's walked it in. And it is a 5-star display from Spain. And that is their fifth goal. Very, very well worked for the Spanish side yet again. They could have scored the fifth, they feel like, whenever they wanted to today. And in the end, they just walk it into the net. Great interplay on the right-hand side. Pedro Porro, Jeremy Pino and Fabian Ruiz. In the end, it's Jeremy Pino feeds the ball inside. The ball eventually ends with Pedro Porro. The ball to a dangerous spot where Ferran Torres is the tap home. Is this goal going to count? A bit of a VAR delay here, I think. Do they have this fifth one? Will Ferran Torres' goal stand? Getting the lines drawn up now. Some Spanish fans just want it to stand, want it to stick. It's been such a painstaking second half. Gee, he looks off there. Is it going to be 5? And are we going to be here all day waiting for this VAR check? At this point, I don't know if it really matters for either these two sides. If it counts or doesn't count. Gee, it just did look offside to the naked eye, but taking a long time here to reach a final decision. It's going to be offside here. So offside against Ferran Torres, so it's not going to be 5-0. It's only 4. Spain can add one late on here. We've played a 4 of the allotted 6 minutes. 3 of which have just been that offside check. So Saudi Arabia dodged another bullet. Here's Abdul Hamid. Been less involved today than what he was a couple of days ago versus Uruguay. And I see him on off his line to prevent that ball going behind for a corner kick. Abdulhamid wanting a target here. Taking very long over this throw. Well, defender there from Rodri. Calmly back to Unai Simon. And the safety of his gloves in goal. And there was no need now to play longer than 6 minutes, surely. This is where you just blow the whistle, referee. Aymeric Laporte, obviously applying his trade in Saudi Arabia right now. I've been quite familiar with a lot of these players he's coming up against today. Back at Athletic Club, though, with Unai Simon and other key players in this side like Nico Williams. Back where it all started. Aymeric Laporte. Fabian Ruiz. Far left-hand side now for Nico Williams. Abdulhamid backpedaling. Cucurella edge of the area. Sets it. To Parkubasi. Picked up by Mika Moreno. Continues the ball on for Fabian Ruiz. Pedro Porro's cross. Well dealt with the back stick there by El Shamat. Time continues to tick away. Probably going to look at 8.5 minutes of added time with the VAR check. Aymeric Laporte. Nico Williams. Statement made here by Spain today. Pressure on them in the build-up. How do they respond to that 0-0 versus Cape Verde? Well, they bring in Dani Olmo. They bring in Alex Bainer. They bring in Lamine Yamal. Mikel Oyarzabal back at his very best with a double. And they just proved too good today for the Saudi Arabian side. That is full time. 4-0. Spain win this one. And the Oyarzabal double, a Lamine Yamal goal inside of 10 minutes was too much for the Saudi Arabians to stop. They were showing levels today. Class above Spain. This is a statement result for them. After the disappointing match day one, they strike back with a dominant 3-0 win. A 4-0, win here today. Spain 4, Saudi Arabia 0. Big victory for everyone's favourites to win this tournament.